In 1917, Britain was in the middle of World War I and was fighting a tough battle against the Ottoman Empire. To win the war, they needed all the help they could get. So Britain's leaders went to work trying to win over potential allies around the world. Now, at this time, there were two groups who held significant power, the Jews and the Arabs. The British had already made two secret deals, the Sykes-Picot Agreement with France and the Hussein correspondence with the Sharif of Mecca. Now they needed to make a deal with the Jews. But what would be in it for the Jews? Well, the British didn't have much to offer. They controlled Palestine, a region in the Middle East with a small Jewish population. But that didn't seem like much until British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour wrote a letter. The letter was addressed to Lord Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community. And in that letter, Balfour stated, His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine, a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object. In other words, the British supported the idea of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Now, this wasn't a very detailed plan. There was no mention of the Palestinians who already lived there, nor were any rights mentioned. But the Zionists loved it. They saw it as a promise of their own state. Even Vladimir Jabotinsky, who was not a fan of the British, called it a document of historic importance. But the Arabs were not so happy. They felt betrayed, because the British had already promised them independence after the war. This included the Palestinians, who felt shocked and surprised by the declaration. A Palestinian leader, Musa Kazim Pasha, protested, saying, This declaration is nothing but an empty and dangerous phrase which does not carry with it any practical or tangible meaning. He was right. It was just a vague letter with no real meaning. But that didn't stop the British from using it to their advantage. After the war, they took control of Palestine and made it a mandate, a territory under British rule. The Balfour Declaration became the foundation of British policy in Palestine. Over the next 20 years, waves of Jewish immigrants arrived in Palestine. Tensions between the Arabs and the Jews increased, and the British found themselves caught in the middle. In 1948, the British left and the State of Israel was born. But the Arabs never forgot what Britain had done. They felt that Britain had betrayed them and had given away their land to the Jews. This event had a profound impact on the relationship between Britain and the Arab world, a relationship that continues to this day. For more videos of historical firsts, stay tuned.